Yeah.
If you continue to do it, it'll be...
That's what we're going to do. I mean, you're going to see here that we are changing, we are adding in art products. We're not going to go off the wall with things, but we're going to do things that are linked. We've got really creative people that come and university, we're closer to LCC. The bit I'm a bit sad about is Martin and I sat, as we often did, in a pub, and it happened to be the one across the road, and he said he would love to do a printers reunion. Now, I'm sort of a bit from the background of this, but I know that used to go on. And he said he felt that that had drifted off, apparently, over the last few years. I think it's, well, what I'm going to say to you is, if you're happy, we want to do that here in the future. I'm happy to finance it, get you guys together and everything. I think it's a real shame because it was Martin's idea, this typical bloody Martin, who comes up with the ideas that everyone else doesn't work, and he buggers off. That's the way it is.
He was the one who spotted this.
He spotted this property, yeah, and he drilled it into my ears constantly, and I said, let's look at something else, and he said, that's the place to be, and everything else. So I said, it is a shame, but I'm sure in future printers reunions he's going to be here. But what I picked up from, I think it was Tim who mentioned me a bit earlier, and a few other people, you guys have all got great skills, but I don't know if everyone knows everyone. Now, I don't want to do sort of too much of a formal thing, but maybe if we could sort of work around the room a bit. I mean, I think there's some fantastic talent. Mike's Fry. Just let everyone know who you are. I know you probably think they all know who you are, but...
Yeah, well, I think you've sort of described me really. I was the ex-landlord, and now I'm printing. I still print large prints, if anybody's interested.
You print the massive ones, I don't. So I used to see them hanging from the ceiling.
40-30. You can't do 10-8 negs, unfortunately. The dark room isn't sort of geared that way. But yeah, I mean, that's all I want to do really. Sort of large prints. I can't be bothered with this stuff that Sharon does.
Sharon, before you run away, right, you picked up from Mike, he's saying that he doesn't want to do the small stuff.
Yep, so I print up to 2024 and then Mike does the rest, and I was trained by Mike.
And you still get on with it?
Yeah, because we both like drinking.
So we're going to, and that's obviously your wife who I only met for the first time.
Who was the accounts lady of downtown Dartford for many years. She also was employed at downtown. So.
You did, all the Rolling Stones photography. The Who? Sorry. Oh, bloody hell. See, that's what I need to learn. It's close though, isn't it?
But I mean, I've used this place since it almost started. Painting chemicals, process supplies, which was up the other way. It was too far away. Some of this stuff is heavy now.
Yeah, I'm Tim Rudman. I specialise in silver printing and not to Mike's size, but can't handle those big papers, a bit too heavy for me. And list printing and toning.
And we do the joint, or have done the joint book with you, and Martin has.
Yes, Martin, my toning book sold out very quickly, and the publisher decided there was no future in darkroom books anymore and didn't want to reprint it. So Martin and I got the rights back, and Martin and I split the cost of a reprint.
I would just like to point out about that, the first edition went on sale for about 400 quid on eBay, and I was going to sell mine, and then you brought out the next edition.
I'm so sorry. Well, I tell you, it's just sold out, and there was one on sale on Amazon for 1,700 last week. So.
Well, I've got the second edition as well.
So you're all right. So we have a link really. Go to Tuesday.
Yeah, I'm Paul Ellis. I basically work at Photofusion, oversee the darkrooms and other things there.
Running out, so
Klaus Calvin.
yeah. Ah, Klaus.
Yeah, I do. Well, in the moment it's mainly for artists, but it's a move from advertising to editorial to artists, but it's like anything from outline to 10A processing, announcing up to 15 wide print brand.
So everyone knows Klaus, yeah?
Yes.
I know I'll bit Klaus.
So
You're a demanding customer.
Photographic printer at Photofusion. So,
Your name again?
Nick Jones.
Nick
Jones. Yeah, we did.
A long time ago.
Yeah, and you came to the course. then, Mr. Crawford?
Mike Crawford. The company's latest darkroom, but the company's sort of gone down to just me now. I used to be purely darkroom based, and I'm still absolutely passionate about darkroom work, but now certainly the larger percentage of my printing is now digital, but there's also quite a lot of sort of crossover. I work with Bonnie here, who's a master at doing sort of digital conversion of negatives, so you can get the negatives from the digital photos from the darkroom. And aside from that, I'm doing quite a lot more photography now as well, but still sort of very much involved in printing the printer world as well.
Okay, great. So it's thinned down a bit, but I bet you've known Martin since 19...
Yeah, my name's Alan Robertson, so I did photography and do black and white printing. I probably, for Steve Riley, can go back on very few early trade counters, which he probably doesn't remember. One off Blackfriars, I believe, used to be a little trade counter there. So I ignoring myself a moment. Martin I can take back. When I first saw him, he was in a company called Goldfinger.
Yes, I remember Goldfinger.
And you got the little booklet, which was like a notepad. You still got that?
I still got it.
Yes, great, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you used to work with Peter Goldfield, sadly missed.
Yeah.
But there's no way you would go into Goldfinger just to buy one item, because once Peter Goldfield got hold of you, it was, you come out with about a massive great box and stuff, and you struggle across the road. Martin was there before. I used to work for a company in North London, a large photographic studio in North London, and because in those days the paper was changing with respect to Ilford. We were trying to get Record Rapid. Bravura was going, probably Tim, you might remember Bravura. That paper sadly lost after the loss of Kodak Bromesco, which was one of the best papers I think or some you may never see. Really beautiful paper. And Martin was keen on getting Agfa. He then got into Ilford's for the near mistake on Ilfamar, which is that before you remember that one, the warm tone, which I ordered through the company, and the French got very badly translated. So what happened was we had to stop it because the multiplications added that a whole lorry of paper was coming over by mistake instead of a few packets of paper, the minimum order. So in France, it was made in France, I believe, at the time. Yes. So that's why I knew Martin. Then through the difficult days down where Atlas was, where he used to share, and then when they had the paper problems, when you walk through the street and you get pulled against the fence by the police because of the problems with the papers. So it's been a history with Martin. He's done a lot of work there, but it's sadly missed. But that gives an early history. But the one thing I would say simply for this here is, and I said it to Steve as well, is it would be nice if the professional journals could in some way incorporate an index. Because sadly missing, if you know a particular printer, like for instance yourself, Tim, or Robin Bell, is a name, but I think there's other people printing. If those people spread the word, then it gives a chance for us all to get our name on the map, which I think is important. So, that's not too bad.
Sebastian, I run Double Negative Darkroom in East London. We run lab services and do printing, and also do a lot of silver gelatin and out process workshops and courses.
I'd like to say thanks everyone for coming, and hopefully you'll support us and we'll support you. And thanks a lot.
Sorry, I didn't chat to you earlier on.
Let's have a toast to the printers, the reunion, Silverprint, Victor, Mike, Martin, who's not here, Clive, who is, all of us. I could go on and on, Mary. I could go on and on. But anyway, to all of you guys, and
Thanks for coming.
thanks for coming. And for the past 30 years, the next 30 years. Cheers! Cheers! First of many reunions.
And to Alice.
Get out.
Who's not here.
And to Alice, something I know.
Two other things. I mentioned earlier, 70% of our business is mail order. Maria looks after that. And she had a quiet word to just remind me gently that was the
Refresher.
Shadow puppeteer and get him to do it.
There you go. Thank you, spondylitis.
Cannon, for example.
Just took that out. That's the bit for the exposure comes from. Yeah. So You get the idea. So,
equivalent of a drummer joke.
In fact, I've been on stage with Steve Runside, and I really would take him going up for dinner that night, and
Car round back.
I think how dark.
You want to let off a magazine?